Hey everybody, Danny Maude here. Thanks for joining us. This week I've got something super exciting to share with you. I have 3 must-dos with driver. I want to share with you how this week alone we've managed to add so much distance and accuracy to a couple of clients' games. And you know what? We did it with a bit of card and a few T-pegs. And then this week I want to show you exactly how we did it. Let's have a look. So here it is. This is the exercise, a bit of cardboard and some tees basically propping it up at roughly about a 45-degree angle. That is it. Can this exercise really help your game? Can it really help your driving accuracy and your power? Yes, it can. This week we had 2 clients come to see me with really bad slices. They'd apparently had slices for many years, and in one session we were able to turn their slice into a draw with this one exercise. So before I go into explaining how we did it, let me show you how to set it up. I've basically got tees on the outside of the card and I've got tees on the inside, and they're kind of angled this way simply to prop the card up at an angle. That is it. Nothing more complicated than that. So what do we then do with this card to kind of turn these slices into draws and get some accuracy? Well, the first thing is we're going to give you now 3 must-dos with the driver. So what we did with the first client was when he was swinging, he was generally going at the golf ball. So we had to change initially his mindset and his focus. So many golfers, when they're struggling with any particular golf club, make the golf ball the target, right? And it should never be the target, it should always be the intermediate target. So if you're staring at the golf ball and you're desperately trying to strike it well, often what it does is it creates a swing that goes at the golf ball, right? Now, we don't want that with any golf club for that matter. We want to be always going through the shot, right? So we needed first thing to change his mindset as to how he was going to hit each club. And so we got him to actually start to focus on where he was going out into the target here, down the fairway, and got the golf ball to be more of his secondary target. So primary target was the target out there, the secondary target was the golf ball. So in a nutshell, what this encourages golf swing to do is rather than go swing down towards the ball, it got him to swing through towards the target. Subtle change in mindset, but a big change in the actual swing itself, right? Now, did that one change in mindset completely transform? Of course it didn't, but it needed to be in place first. So just to summarize briefly there, start to make the target out there more important than the golf ball, so that your swing moves towards the target, doesn't move just towards the golf ball, right? That's the very, very first thing. The second thing is then, once we got that in place, we got him to hit a few shots doing that initially without this exercise, then the exercise comes in. What we did was, you know, like a lot of drivers who are struggling with distance and accuracy, particularly if you've got a slice, the angle of attack was very steep. It was coming down this way. Look at the shaft angle here, right? It's coming down very steep. Now, one of the keys to long drives is to get that ball launched up into the sky. You know, I'll put a link to my iron swing versus driver swing video, which has a bit more detail on the difference between irons and woods, up in the top corner here. But one of the key things about driver is you must hit up on the shot, right? We don't want to be hitting down on the shot. But the problem is, it's easier said than done, isn't it, right? So there's a lot of techniques out there and things that you may have to think about, and it can get very complicated when you're out on the golf course to think of all these things. So an exercise like this initially is a great exercise because it helps you to naturally make a golf swing without overcomplicating it. Let me show you how it works. So when we swing, one of the things what we want to try and do is we don't want to come down steep. And look at this, if you come down steep on here, what's going to happen? You're going to hit the cardboard, right? What we want to do is make a golf swing that swings underneath the cardboard. Now look at the difference in my swing. When I swing underneath the cardboard, the club is forced to swing on a flatter, lower plane on the way down, and because it swings lower, where's it going to go now? It's going to swing more upwards. If I was to come down and across, I'm going to immediately hit the cardboard. And do you know what? It changed 2 of my clients' swings in one ball because they were so fearful of hitting this thing, they immediately got underneath, right? It is as simple as that. So all we're going to do is you're going to lay this cardboard out and start to make some swings, and all we're going to do is simply make sure that we swing underneath the cardboard. Nothing more complicated than that. Simple as that. Now you can imagine, when this slice disappeared in 1 or 2 balls, my client was thinking, he's looking at it thinking, nah, that can't be right. That's just too easy, way too easy. Yep, it is, very, very easy, but that is it. But we need to go to the third must do in order for this to really work long term. We need to transfer this to the golf course, right? So, one of the things that did happen was we needed to kind of, in a sense, learn how to practice this. So what we then did is I gave him a routine for the practice ground. What I did was saying, look, what you now need to feel is what you do when you do it wrong, and now you need to feel the new thing for when you do it right. So what we got him to do then is work on an exercise where he swung back here, and we did one swing where we swung underneath the cardboard. We then did a second swing where we swung over and hit, or looked like it was going to hit the cardboard, just so you could feel the difference. Then we'd go in and hit underneath the cardboard. Right? So that way he got a sensation of, that's how we do it, that's how we don't do it, and this is how we do it. So it's a wonderful way to get the feeling of that's over and that's under. And the wonderful thing about it is that instead of having all this stuff running through your head about, oh, I've got to flatten my swing here, I've got to swing up on the ball, by having something to avoid, just simply swing as naturally as you can do, just avoiding the cardboard. Immediately, it's going to force you to go underneath. That is how quick it was. It was really, really quick, right? So it's super simple. Now, what we then did is we took the cardboard away, and we started to do something similar. So what we then did, took the cardboard away, and we'd make a few swings backwards and forwards. And what we'd end up doing is then we'd go, right, that is over, this is under. So we started to repeat the whole process again here. So we get ourselves set up. Let me grab a ball quickly. So we'd get ourselves set up here, and we'd go, right, we'll try and repeat the whole process. So we'd go feel under, feel over, and then finally feel under again. Yep. So that way, now what was great about that is he could then go, oh yeah, got that. That's the cardboard there, that's underneath the cardboard. This is so different, all right, to have lots of conscious thoughts running through your head. It immediately provided feedback and immediately started working. So, slot the cardboard in play. Get it in play. It's very, very easy to set up. Slot it at this angle here. You can take it in and out, work on it backwards and forwards until you start to get this right. It really is that simple and that quick. The hardest thing with all of this is then how you transfer it to the golf course is the third must do we talked about, which is how you then kind of move from here and how you practice it. Okay, so in summary, what have we done? What are the 3 must do's? First must do, pick a target out, visualize that target, visualize where you're going, right? Make that the primary target, this the secondary target. Second must do, you've got to make sure that you shallow the club out and hit up on the ball coming down on the right path. Set the cardboard up, this will really help you do that. Third thing, you need to take this to the golf course. How do you take it to the golf course? You need to practice efficiently. What did we do? Right, we basically said, right, swing under the cardboard, imagine swinging and hitting the cardboard, learn the feeling of that, and then go and hit a shot by swinging underneath. Then, once you've done that a few times, put the cardboard aside, peg up a ball, and this becomes your routine for the course. Swing under, swing over, and then hit the golf ball and swing under. It was as simple as that. I know sometimes these things can seem almost unbelievable, but they're really, really true. Enjoy it, practice it. Let me know in the comments box below how you get on. If you've got any questions, of course, head over to my Instagram channel, Twitter channel, and Facebook. Ask them over there. And if you're enjoying the content and you want to receive it in your inbox every week, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell. And if you have a friend that could benefit from something like this, then please share it. It really helps. Until next week, have a great golfing week.